What's up? It's your girl, Big Mally. I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Don't you hear me beating down your block? Hit a home run, knock a nigga out of socks. I ain't really with the drama.
All right, today we got Big Molly hopping off the porch with us today.
It's good.
How you feeling, sis?
Good. How about you?
Cooling. So what you out here working on in Atlanta?
I've just been doing like little promo shit, like for, you know, my single Hear Me. It's been climbing up the radio charts, and so I've been turning it up.
For sure. How often do you get a chance to come out here to Atlanta?
You know, somebody asked me that earlier. I don't come to Atlanta a lot, but I be out here like enough, like at least like every 2 months type shit.
That's fine. And how would you describe Atlanta versus Raleigh, North Carolina?
It's like, it's bigger, it's real big. Raleigh little, like real small as fuck. So it's like, you just running in the same circles, but here it's like big, like you got a lot of stuff. So
yeah.
From like food to malls and studios and shit like that.
For sure. And for those who don't know, how would you describe life in Raleigh, North Carolina?
Simple as hell. It's like a normal life. It's simple. I'm not from Raleigh. I'm from Henderson. So Raleigh cool though. I mean, I live there, so it's like it's cool and shit.
So how would you describe Henderson, North Carolina?
That shit is like, I love my city, but it's not fucked up, but it's like the hood. It's small, like it's way smaller than Raleigh too. So it's like a little bit worse because it's like you run in the same circle. Like we only got, like for example, like we only got like one Walmart type shit, like one Bojangles, like ain't no mall. Like you want to go to the mall, like you gotta go to Raleigh. So it's like it ain't no studio, it ain't nothing. So it ain't shit. It's nothing. I love my city, but it's just small. We ain't got really much.
For sure. How would you describe your childhood growing up in Henderson?
It was great. Like, see, like my people, like my brothers and like my daddy and my mama and shit, like they was known in Henderson. Like, so it's like niggas already knew. Like, but I still had the normal like life of a black kid growing up in a city that ain't got much. Like,
that's real. So when would you say you jumped off the porch?
I knew you was gonna ask me that shit. Bro, I've really been like when I was born type shit.
Been jumped. What would you say is the biggest life lesson you learned growing up?
The biggest life lesson?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is free.
Why you say that?
Cause it's facts. You ain't gonna get nowhere, bro. Like, ain't nothing free. Like, you gotta work for everything. Like, only thing that's free is love, and you don't want that cause it's like you don't even know if it's real or not. So.
No, that's real. That's deep. She done said something right there. So what would you say is the biggest obstacle you overcame so far in life?
Like, being something that motherfuckers never thought I could be. Like, that's my biggest accomplishment, cause it's like, when niggas like back then, when they was like talking shit or whatever, like, I ain't have too much like to say, cause it's like, okay, like we in the same boat right now. But now it's like, I really watch that shit, like tables turn. Like now, them same motherfuckers, like they be commenting on my shit, posting my shit in my DMs, swiping up on my shit, like we cool and all that shit. Like, so, like my biggest obstacle probably overcoming like fake shit. Like.
That's real though. So when would you say you started making music?
When I was like 14.
You remember the first song you recorded and wrote?
Hell yeah, that shit was called Migo.
How it go?
How you gonna make me sing that hoe? It was like, fucking with my Migo get you killed, nigga. Unload 100 fucking kilos, what's the deal, nigga? You a OPP or rat is good, nigga. NSB no sleep, my boys are jail, niggas. You can go still, that shit still on YouTube.
And you wrote that when you was 14?
Yeah.
What?
Like, I was like 14 going on 15 type shit.
But still, even that age, that's crazy. So what motivated you to start taking music serious?
when I seen like big ass labels looking at me, like just off of me being independent, like seeing how like hard I was working and shit, like that shit was like, okay, cool. Like now, like you got all these people that want to put like the support and the budget and shit behind you, so it's like, okay, you gotta get serious, cause it's like, this is what I want to, like this, like I consider this shit my job, like this is some shit I really want to do, like this ain't nothing that, cause I know people always say that shit, like I love my job, but it's like, I eat, sleep, and breathe my shit, so, and this is how I take care of myself, this is how I take care of the people around me, so it's serious for me. Like.
For sure. So who would you list as some of your musical influences?
See, people ask me that, I always say, I ain't never had nobody that like made me want to rap, but it's like, it's celebrities that was before me that I fuck with hard, that I want to like collab with, like Nicki. I always say that her, Nicki, Meek Mill, and Gotti, like them the three niggas I want to work with.
Why you say them three?
Well, Nicki, cause she just, like Nicki been doing this shit, and I fuck with Nicki, I feel like she a real bitch. And Meek, cause I feel like he a real nigga, like he just get, like he ain't never did no flaw shit. Like out of all the niggas in the industry, I feel like him and like a couple other niggas, but I feel like he like one of the realest niggas. Like, and he take care of his people and shit, and he care like not only about this rap shit, that nigga care about what's going on. Like he be trying. I can say that.
That's real.
Hey yo.
So tell us, how did you get your rap name?
How I got that shit? I was in the studio with one of my friends, and he started calling me Big Mally, and I just started going with that name.
Yeah. When did you notice the turning point in your career? Like, okay, they all watching. I got everybody's attention.
When I started getting like 100,000 views and shit. Well, like when I started getting like 50K too, but like when I started hitting like the hundreds, like within a matter of a couple weeks, I was like, okay, like keep doing this shit, yeah.
You felt like the chosen one.
Mm-hmm.
So with all that momentum building up, tell us how it led to your deal with South Coast Music Group.
All right, so my bad, I'm trying to get a lighter. All of that. So South Coast Music Group came about. Well, I was being lit like around the Carolinas type shit. Like I was putting out videos and I was getting booked like for little shows, like not nothing major, but like little shit. And I was networking a lot. So South Coast found me. Really, Carter was the first nigga that found me. He DM'd me. He was the first nigga to DM me. Him and Zach, I could say that. Them niggas, like a whole year before I was even signed, them niggas was like showing me love. So when that shit happened, I was cool with this other nigga, and he was like fucking with one of the A&Rs, and the A&R kept telling him like, oh, you need to bring Mally. And one day, I was bullshitting for a minute, but one day I came, and Carter was there, and we didn't even talk. It was crazy as fuck. Me and Carter, we didn't even talk the whole session, but we didn't talk the whole time. We just listened to my music, and then that was it. And then like a week or two later, I had a meeting with Arnold in the same studio, and all my whole my mom and my brothers and all that shit was there. He was just on some shit, like he was fucking with me. So like around like my 18th birthday, like that. So everything I just said happened like a couple months before. So around my 18th birthday, that's when like I officially signed, became the first lady.
That's hard.
Hell yeah.
Was there a specific song you would say that caught Carter's and Arnold's attention?
Hell yeah, The Fuck, GLLT. I think them the top two, The Fuck and GLLT, really.
That's hard.
Hell yeah.
Would you say there was an easy balancing out school and your rap career?
Like, okay, see, yeah, cause school, like I went to like different schools, like when I had started going to high school and shit. So I had ended up getting kicked out of high school for some other shit, and I went to an alternative school, and I had ended up graduating early. Like I graduated when I was 16, so that shit, I mean, that shit helped cause I was able to like get more into the rap shit, but like I wasn't really, like school, that shit was, when I went to the other school, everything was on like computer type shit, and I got out early as fuck. Like I went to this shit, I don't even remember the name. That shit was in Raleigh though. We got out at like, we went in at like 7, you get out at 11. type shit. It was on the computer, can't have your phone, metal detector, like some bullshit. So it was real easy like to get that shit out the way and then go to the studio, cause I'm getting out at 11 o'clock in the morning. I ain't got shit else to do for the day.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I had jobs and shit when I was working, but I started working when I was 16.
Yeah.
I quit my last job and I ain't worked since then.
Why so early? Why so young?
But cause I had started getting lit, like
Yeah.
features was coming, shows was coming, and then like labels was paying attention. So I'm like, shit, well, I'm about to take this shit all the way there. And ever since then, I just kept it solid
That's hard.
and stayed, you know.
What would you say is your current thoughts on the rap game as of now?
Man, that shit, correct. It's lit. I ain't gonna count. It's lit right now, but it's like, it's a lot of bullshit going on right now too. So it's like, you gotta like choose wisely type shit, like who you work with. Like, I know a lot of motherfuckers like, cause a lot of my supporters, they always say they don't see me with like a lot of artists and shit like that, but, and it ain't even cause I'm on funny shit, it's just, I'm a genuine motherfucker. Like, I fuck with niggas who fuck with me, so if I show you that I fuck with you one time, it don't even have to be one time, even if I show you that I fuck with you, I feel like when it's your turn to show me that you fuck with me and you don't do that shit, I'ma just, like, I ain't finna press the shit. I like genuine shit. Like, I don't like label made shit. Like, if I'm gonna do a song with a nigga, I wanna vibe out with the nigga and do the song. I don't want the label to have to, oh, let's put this together, do that, cause it ain't gonna be like,
It ain't gonna be genuine.
yeah, like, and the vibe ain't gonna be right. The song might not turn out how niggas thought, cause we ain't even meet type shit. So I feel like the rap game, it's like, it's really on some, it's side picking, a lot of clicking up type shit. Like, but it's cool though, like, it's a lot of hot shit going on in the streets right now that I'm fucking with. I'm listening to a lot of nigga shit, so it's cool right now, I guess. Right
That's
now.
hard. What would you say is the biggest risk that you took that paid off?
Quitting my job.
At 16?
And stop doing like other shit like that was making me money. And I just went all off the rap shit and it worked.
That's real. What was something you feel like you couldn't no longer pursue or do in order to make your dreams come true?
Hanging with niggas, fucking cutting people off. Cause like, for real, I feel like that was the best thing I did too though, cause that shit showed me early, like, while I'm coming up, like I ain't even getting like these like big nigga money type shit. Like I'm coming up, so I can only imagine how you gonna act like when the bitch go platinum. So it was a risk, but it was worth it. I don't care.
For real. That's raw though.
I don't give no fuck.
How would you describe the music scene out of North Carolina right now?
It's lit. I fuck with niggas. Like, what you mean, like artists?
Yeah, like artist-wise, the scene-wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, how has it impacted your city? Like, multiple cities in North Carolina. You know, we've seen a lot of talent come from various places out of North Carolina right now.
I fuck with North Carolina artists though. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, that shit lit. It's just like, I'm still how I feel like. I feel like all the artists in North Carolina right now, like y'all, everybody, don't get me wrong, like the new artists, they doing their shit, like it's cool, but like the motherfuckers like me, like I started coming up around like 2018, 2019. So I just feel like some people that was like lit around the same time as me, like they kind of like fell back from the shit. And I ain't gonna say no names, but it's like damn, like, you know, like motherfuckers is rooting for you. So it's like that's one thing about the North Carolina thing that I can't say, like that shit kind of like, cause like you see a lot of motherfuckers like they don't even really care no more. But like other than that, like it's cool. Like I see a lot of motherfuckers like working with each other, networking, artists signing other artists. Like that shit cool. Like, I fuck with a lot of like some of the niggas that I fuck with, Carolina artists. I fuck with Lil Bree. That's my nigga. She a female rapper. I fuck with who was Ken, Instagram Ken, and NGB. Them my dogs. Who was fucking I'm trying to think. the whole social currency, that's my family though. You already see.
Yeah.
So Shaq, John, you know, Tion, everybody, that whole family. Who else? It's a lot of motherfuckers from North Carolina doing their shit though. I really fuck with everybody. Like, I don't really got too many problems like with niggas. Like, it's just a lot of niggas I ain't worked with.
Yeah.
So, but those is a couple motherfuckers I fuck with, yeah.
Why do you think the talent was overlooked out of North Carolina for so long?
Bruh, cause it's North Carolina, like, bruh. Like, our name itself, like, when we mention that shit, like, when I go to Miami and, like, LA and here and shit like that, and y'all know North Carolina cause we right next door, but they be on some, like, what that said? Like, I ain't never even, like, what the fuck? Like, so, I ain't gonna count, like, the big people, like, that made this shit lit, like, I do salute, like, what they did, cause it's, like, it's working now. Like, now niggas do know us, though, like, it ain't even just North Carolina, like, it's North Carolina and South Carolina, like, we the Carolinas, period, type shit, so, yeah.
Talk to us about your latest single, Hear Me.
Okay, so Hear Me is, like, my first, like, I feel like that's, like, my first real, like, club banger type shit, like, that shit going up on the radio, at home, like, and see, they was playing my shit in Turks and Caicos on the radio. Like, it's doing good. Hear Me, that's like, I made that shit in the studio, like, a month before All In came out. That it was produced by my nigga Ism. He signed to us too, South Coast Ism Beats, and he made the beat. We was together. It was me, him, and Arnold. He made the beat, and then the nigga Arnold's like, I don't know, you gonna get on that? Cause you know I be on gang shit. So in the Hear Me, it's kind of like, you know, more like dancing, like grooving type, girly type shit. So I told him, I said, shit, I know I can get in the hell. So I went in there and I just did that shit, and it came out good. And we shot the video. It took me 12 hours to shoot the video. It was a 2-day shoot. The first day was 9 hours. The next day was 4.
Yeah. Here we are, 500,000 views later.
500,000.
You thought it was gonna go up like that, or did you have the vision like, nah, I know this the one?
I felt it because everybody kept saying it.
Yeah.
Like, everybody around me kept saying it, so I felt it. But, you know, you never expect your shit to got down.
Yeah.
But it did, so I was happy with it, yeah.
For sure. So talk to us about your latest release, All In.
What project? That shit, that's my album, All In. It's basically really just like a whole bunch of like songs of me just venting for real. I feel like I was speaking on there. I don't think I was rapping, and I was being real versatile. Like I was talking about some shit, like everything. Like I told a story on each song. Really, I felt like, and I feel like other than like all my other albums was good as hell. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm always saying my shit banging, but other than All In, I feel like All In and Gangsta Talk was like my best two, like albums type shit. So other than Gangsta Talk, All In was like right, like in my heart. Like I worked hard on that shit, and that shit took me like 6 months. That's the hardest I ever worked on anything. Like I feel like, and that's another thing. Like I dropped 3 tapes last year in 1 year. Like I don't know nobody else like working that hard, bro. Like so for me to come back like right when the new year hit, like with another one, I just felt like that shit was great. Yeah. And I put like I said, I worked 4 months on that shit, bro. So I put a lot of work on that.
Yeah, you put a lot of time in on it.
Yeah.
How did Straight Action with Fat Loc come together?
I said 4, I meant 6, my bad. But Fat, that's my little bro. I met Fat through Zach, Black Zach. That's my bro too. That's my big bro. That's his artist. He got a label, DM Media label. You know, that's my family too. So me and Fat, I've been had the song for a minute, and I knew I wanted to put somebody on it, but like I was going through different motherfuckers, and when Fat sent his verse back, I was like, oh yeah, like that's the one. And especially, it was good because around that time, Zach was just like bringing them like, you know, like lit and shit. So I felt like it was gonna be some good shit for both of us. And that shit was a banger. They be playing that hoe in the club at home too.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your personal favorite song from All In?
Talk About It and Whole Lot. They're my two favorite. And Big Bank with Fredo, that's my shit too. But talk about it in a whole lot because I feel like that's like like I said, I'm speaking, I'm telling like how I came up, like how I went easy and how like a lot of motherfuckers like in my position, like with the whole little virus shit and other shit going on in the industry, like a lot of people in my spot would have been like quit, like fuck this shit. So I feel like I would stay strong through this shit and I'm still, you know, grinding. I'm still out here.
So are you currently working on a new project? Oh, okay.
It's like, hey, yeah, I'm working on some shit, but I ain't gonna tell y'all the name though.
What can listeners expect from that project?
Some more fire, some more bang, some more hard shit. This one gonna be different though. I'm trying like all types of different flows, so it's gonna be some shit though.
For sure.
Shit, so.
Not to mention, you also are on the lineup for Rolling Loud New York City 2021. How excited for you are that?
I'm excited as fuck. That's gonna be my first Rolling Loud, so.
Is your first time in New York?
No.
Nah.
I got family up there.
So this your first Rolling Loud?
Yeah.
What you looking forward to? What you looking forward to? Like, what you looking to expect? Like, what you looking to get into?
The crowd. Like, I want to see how that shit gonna look. I want to, like, be a whole bunch of people. Because if it's a whole bunch of people, I ain't gonna be that nervous because it's like, okay, it ain't only one motherfucker out here talking shit. But, nah, I'm ready to see the crowd, though, for real. Like, that shit gonna motivate me. That's gonna help me. Like, I'm ready for it.
That's hard.
Hey, yeah.
What else you working on right now?
I'm working on another single. Really, I'm working on a remix from All In. What's it? The last song, Biggest on the Block. I'm working on a remix for that. So, yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, that shit gonna be hard.
Any last words and shout outs?
Not really. I mean, shit. Shout out to me first of all, cause I'm that bitch. I'm the gangster. And shout out to my mama, my family, my brothers. Shout out to SCMG, my family, DME, Social Currency, Carolina, you know, everybody. Shout out to my gang that jumped off the porch with me. Shout out to, you know, shout out to y'all, Dirty Glove Bastard, nigga.
For sure.
For having me out here.
Nah, appreciate having you today, Molly, man.
Nah, I appreciate you for having me.
For sure.